Good morning, boys and girls. Today, we are going to be learning how to juggle. Now, in order to do this, you are going to need 3 items, usually 3 rolled up socks or 3 baseballs, softballs, rubber bouncy balls, whatever you have, as long as you are able to hold 2 of those items in your hand. That's going to be one of the keys, especially when we get to juggling 3 items. Now, we're going to do this in steps, starting off by juggling just 1 item, then juggling 2 items, and then adding all 3 together. All right, so let's start off just talking about how to juggle 1 item. All right, boys and girls, we're going to begin by juggling 1 item. Now, I've decided to juggle a softball because it's round and easy to hold. And all I'm doing is I am just tossing it from one hand up in the air to the other. Now, when I toss it, I don't want to toss it too high where it's hitting my ceiling. And I don't want to toss it too low where I don't have really any time to catch it. I need to toss it up just a little bit above my head, and I need to watch it as it goes up in the air and back down from one hand to the other. I want it to go about the same height each time. So go ahead and start doing this with your item that you want to juggle with. All right? Should be pretty easy. This is helping you work on your catching ability and your tossing ability. Now, once you feel comfortable just tossing the item back and forth from hand to hand, we are going to add a second one to the mix. All right, boys and girls, we are ready to move on to juggling 2 items. So I have grabbed a second softball. And what you're going to do is you're going to start out with 1 item in each of your hands. And you are going to toss 1 item up in the air like we did before. And as it gets to the top and begins to make its way back down the other side, you're going to toss the second item up in the air. And you want to be careful. You don't want them both to hit in the air. You want them to just pass by each other so they land in your opposite hands. So I'm going to start by tossing the one in my right hand to my left, and then my left to my right. So I go right to left to right. And I just catch both. I'm just getting used to tossing one in the air, then the other, and catching both. And I'm going to do both sides. So I'm going to switch back and forth, starting with the right one time, then the left the next time. You need to be able to do both whenever we get to juggling 3 items. So just 1, 2. Ooh, and they almost collided. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Left, right. Right, left, left, right, right, left. And you want to keep practicing this way until you get really comfortable to where you're able to track both of the items when they're in the air and watch them come down into each hand and catch each item in your hands without dropping any of them. Once you feel really, really comfortable doing that, then you may just be ready to move on to juggling with 3 items. All right, boys and girls, before we start trying to juggle with 3 items, I just want to say that if you have made it this far and have gotten really good at juggling 2 items like we did before, then that is a huge accomplishment, especially for someone at your age. It takes a lot of control, hand-eye coordination, and focus to be able to do just that. So now if you are ready to really, really challenge yourself and try juggling 3, then be prepared for a lot of trying, a lot of failing, and the fact that it's going to take a fair amount of time to get really good at this. But hey, we've got plenty of that right now. So let's give it a whirl. Now, you're going to be holding 2 items in one hand, 1 item in the other. And if you're right-handed, I would use your right hand to hold 2. If you're left-handed, use your left hand to hold 2. And just like before, we're going to toss 1 ball from the hand that's holding 2 up in the air. And as it's coming down, just like before, you're going to toss the ball out of your other hand. And when that one's coming down, then you have to toss the third. Now here's the deal. We're only going to try to do 1 round at a time. So I'm going to do 3 tosses, and I'm going to catch 3 items. And then I'm going to stop there. We got to be able to do 1 round before we can move on to 2 or 3 or 4. So here we go. I toss the first ball, then the second. Oh! Not so great on that one. Let's try this again. Remember, a lot of trying, a lot of failing when we do this. So, Try number 2. I toss 1, I toss 2, I toss 3, and I catch it, and that's that. So I'm going to try it again. Switch the ball back over to my dominant hand. 1, 2, 3, catch. All right, I was able to catch all 3. Now I'm going to try to challenge myself, starting with the other hand. 1, 2, 3, catch. All right, you just want to do 1 round at a time. All right, get used to the timing of this. Now that there's 3, you're always going to have at least 1 item in your hand and 2 in the air. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep practicing this. And when you feel comfortable and confident that you can do more, then you can try to do 2 rounds or 6 tosses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and catch from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all about control, being able to catch the ball every time it comes to you, being able to focus on the ball whenever they are in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you start to have trouble doing a second round, then just go back to doing 1 at a time. Get your mojo back. Anytime you start to get frustrated or start to get a little bit down if it's not going as well. All right, takes a lot of time and a lot of practice. But as you keep practicing, you can start doing it a lot more and for a lot longer. Now, with that said, I know that we've got a whole lot of time on our hands, and I'm going to give you that time to practice your juggling skills. Apparently, I'm better at juggling than just holding the items in my hand as it is. So, I'll let you go, do your thing. Remember, no matter how frustrating it may get or how tough it may get, it's okay. Take your time, have fun, and remember to stay safe.